Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong and welcome to Pointless. This is the show where all of the questions have been asked to 100 people before the show and all our contestants have to do is come up with the answers that no one else could think of. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hi, my name's Johnny, this is my friend Gemma, and we're from Plymouth.
Couple number two.
Hi, my name's Tom, this is my friend Raz, and we're from Bridgend in South Wales.
Couple number three.
Hi, I'm Jo, this is my sister Penny, and we're from Barry in South Wales.
And finally, couple number four.
Hi, my name's Kath, this is my friend Pauline, and we're from Keele in Staffordshire.
And these are today's contestants. Thanks very much, all of you. We'll get to know more about each of you throughout the show as it goes along. So that just leaves one more person for me to introduce. 7th runner-up in Mr Bishop's Stortford 1984 and recently voted most eligible tea time quiz show co-host on British TV over the height of 2 metres, who wears glasses, who said you can't have brains and beauty. It's my pointless friend, it's Richard.
Hiya. Hi, everybody. Hiya. Goodness me, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
I haven't quite got over the last show.
Oh, I know.
Round two.
Yeah.
The most extraordinary round in Pointless history, not in a good way.
Extraordinary. It was around on the 70s, went on nearly as long as the 70s.
Yeah, it really did. 6 answers, 4 of them given by people who are here. Every single one of them 100 points. 200 plays 200 plays 200. Triple lockdown for the first time ever.
That was something.
So no more of that today, OK? No more of that today.
Thanks, Richard. Now, all our questions on Pointless have been put to 100 people before the show. Our contestants here are looking for the obscure answers those 100 people didn't get. Of course, everyone's trying to find a pointless answer, that being an answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Now, Leo and James didn't win the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that, so today's jackpot starts off at £5,250. Now, that's a jackpot. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. OK, now the pair with the highest score at the end of this round will be eliminated, and do remember there is to be no conferring during the round itself. Our first category today is language. It's language. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns days of the week in European languages. Well, that's fun, isn't it? Days of the week in European languages. Richard.
This is just a proper test of O-levels and GCSEs. In a moment, Xander's going to show you 4 European languages. We're simply looking for any of the days of the week in any of those languages, please.
Thanks very much indeed. So, as Richard just mentioned, we're going to put 4 languages on the board. All you have to do is name any day of the week in any of those languages. There we are. Let's reveal our 4 languages. Here they come. French, German, Portuguese, Spanish. Now then, Johnny and Gemma, you all drew lots before the show, and today you are going to go first. Johnny, welcome back.
Thank you.
Now, how do you and Gemma know each other?
Well, we were a couple for about 5 years, and now we're friends.
Now you're friends?
Yeah.
And,
I want to hear a bit more about that.
Yeah, I want to hear a bit more about that as well. Yeah, OK. But now, how nice to remain friends. Were you not friends for a little bit and then you became friends again?
I think we were always friends. I don't know how Gemma felt about it.
Sometimes after you've been a couple...
We were always friends.
Yeah.
In the couple, outside of the couple.
OK. Days of the week in foreign languages, Johnny.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Well, thankfully, German came up, because that's the only one I studied to any kind of level. So I'm going to go with Donnerstag.
Donnerstag. Donnerstag. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Donnerstag. It's right. Wow, 13. Well done.
Well played, Johnny. Yeah, from the Germanic god of thunder, Donar.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Now then, Tom, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
What do you do, Tom?
I work in front of house in a hotel in South Wales.
Is it just a small independent
Yeah,
hotel?
it's a small independent place. Really good.
Oh, you must have some stories.
Oh, quite a few, quite a few.
Yeah, any you can tell at tea time on BBC One?
Not really, no.
Really?
Unfortunately not.
OK, when you're not working at the hotel, Tom, what do you get up to?
I like to keep fit, do a bit of running, play a bit of football, and just keep myself in shape.
OK,
Yeah,
now how are
until
your
now.
French or German skills, Tom?
I think German. I did a bit of German at GCSE.
OK.
And I've got one date in mind.
OK.
So I'm going to go for Montag.
Montag, says Tom.
Yeah.
Let's see if Montag's right. Let's see how many people said it. It's right. Oh, well, Donnerstag scored 13. Montag scores 13.
Another good answer, yeah, Moon's Day, Montag.
I love the way you're not saying which days of the week these are.
Am I not?
No.
I'll say Donnerstag. Thursday.
Thursday. Thor, yeah.
What do you reckon on Montag? I thought
I'm
that
guessing
might...
it's Monday.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah. Now then, Joe, welcome back. Veterans of round 2.
We were there, yeah.
Now, Joe, remind us what you do.
I'm a librarian.
And Joe, remind us what you get up to when you're not doing your librarian stuff.
Lots of things. I like some art, some knitting. Like to try and keep fit. I like going to the gym. Took a long time for the bug to bite, but these days I like
Yeah, you
it.
did. Good.
Thank you. And I'm training for a marathon at the moment. So,
Wow. Any particular one in mind?
London.
Good. Good stuff. Now, there we are, days of the week in these languages.
Well, I left school a long time ago. I can remember 3 French days. My pronunciation might not be so brilliant, but I'll go for mardi.
Mardi. Mardi, says Joe. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Mardi. It's right. Well, 30 is our high score, 13 our low score, 50 is now our high score. There we are, well done, 50.
Yeah, Mardi, that's Tuesday
Yeah.
in French. That's where we get Mardi Gras from. It means Fat Tuesday.
Fat Tuesday.
It does, yeah.
Exactly. Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Pauline, welcome
Hello.
to the show. Great to have you here. What do you do, Pauline?
I retired 2 weeks ago. Retired and loving it.
2 weeks in.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. What did you retire from?
I was a research institute manager at Keele University.
And how long have you done that for?
I've only done that for 7 years, but I'd been at Keele for 34 years.
Right. Okay.
Since, yeah.
So a bit of a
long
change of
time.
scene, change of environment.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are you planning to do with your retirement?
Well, I do dog agility.
Dog agility.
Agility.
Yes, good.
Dog agility.
Yes, dog agility.
Yes.
I've got it.
Yes. The dogs run.
Dog agility.
They go over jumps and.
That's a discipline.
Yes,
Crufts,
it is.
Dog
Yeah,
agility.
Crufts.
Yeah.
I shall be there at Crufts.
Will you really?
Yeah.
Have you done it before, Crufts?
No, I haven't.
Right.
No.
But
Pretty
you've
nervous.
you have shown your dogs. have you?
It's not showing, it's getting them over jumps.
I
yes.
do beg your pardon. You have jumped your dogs.
It's good fun. 4 dogs.
Now then, Pauline, how are your languages?
Well, I did French and German at O-level in Victorian times. I can remember the French, and I'll go for jeudi.
Jeudi.
Yes.
Jeudi, says Pauline. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said jeudi. Look at that, 34. Not bad at all.
Yeah, that's Thursday in French, named after Jove. Jove's Day.
Thanks very much indeed. Yeah, thank you. Now, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at those scores. Now, 13. Donnerstag there, Johnny. Well done. Then up to 30, where we find Tom and Raz. Up to 34, Pauline and Kath. And then Joe and Penny, it's 50. So, Penny, how good are your language skills?
Brilliant.
Good. This is exactly what I wanted to hear. Better than Joe's.
Yeah, why not?
Let's say that. Well, best of luck. We need a low score from you, is basically what I'm saying. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, now, Kath. We are looking for any day of the week in any of these European languages. Welcome to the show, Kath.
Thank you.
And what do you do, Kath?
I'm a senior school manager at Keele University, still working.
Kath, what do you get up to in your spare time? What are your hobbies?
Well, I've got a dog, only one though, so I do a lot of walking with her.
Agility?
No, I don't. I couldn't do agility with my Jacoby. No.
What's a Jacoby?
It's a cross between a Jack Russell and a Beagle. So her agility is she runs away.
OK, yes.
And I'd need to be agile to catch her.
Right.
So.
OK. Now then, Kath, how agile are your languages?
I only ever did one language, which was French. So I'm dredging the memory cells, and the only one I can sort of come up with is mercredi.
Mercredi, says Kath. OK, well, you're on 34. The high scores at this stage, Penny and Joe on 50. So if you can score 15 or less, you'll avoid becoming the new high scorers. There's your red line. Let's see how many of our 100 said mercredi. It's right. 46. They're all quite high scorers, those French ones. It takes your total up to a nice neat 80, though, Kath.
Yeah, named after the god Mercury, of course. Mercredi is Wednesday in France. There used to be a day off in all schools in France, Wednesday. It's just changed.
But so it's just a day off?
Yep, mandatory.
What are we doing? We should
I
have
know,
a day
it'd be
off
quite fun,
on
that,
Wednesday.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, be nice.
Anyway, let's do that next
Well,
Wednesday.
think about it. OK, next Wednesday, you're on. Thanks very much indeed. Now then, Penny.
Yes.
Listen, you have a target now.
Yes.
You have a target.
Yeah.
You have to score 29 or less. And then you're still in the game. Tell me about your language skills. Obviously, we discovered last time that you actually do a bilingual course for children.
That's right, yeah, I do bilingual music classes for babies and little ones. So my Welsh, I'd have been flying.
I'm sorry we
English,
didn't
not
put-
too bad. This list, I did German GCSE.
This is good.
Yeah.
German, our current low scorer.
I'm going for Dienstag.
Dienstag.
Yeah.
Dienstag.
Oh.
We went on Dienstag, didn't we? That was
What a guy he is.
Tallinn we went
Yeah.
to. What fun we had.
They're divorced now, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, yes, let's find out if that's right. There is your red line. Get below that, you're through to round 2. Dienstag. Ooh, look at that. Very well done, Penny. You've done it. That's fantastic. 15, our second lowest score of the round. Takes you through to 65. You're in round 2.
Well played, Penny. Yeah, Tuesday in German.
Thanks very much. Now then, Raz, welcome to the show. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
What's Raz short for?
My surname is Raznik, so everyone tends to call me Raz, apart from my mum and dad, basically.
And what do you do, Raz?
I'm an IT service desk manager for a financial company.
And what are your hobbies?
Same as Tom, I like all sport, so football, squash, running, those sorts of things.
OK, now how good do you think your languages are?
Awful.
Really? Now listen, if they're 49 or less awful, you're with us for round 2.
I've got one left that I did at French, which I hope is a day a week and not a month. I think that's lundi.
Lundy, says Raz. Lundy. OK, there's your red line. If you get below that, you're through to round 2.
Okay.
How many people said it? He's right. 56 for Lundy. Ooh, lordy. That takes your total up to 86. You are our new high scorers.
Big score, isn't it? Yeah, French
Yeah.
for Monday. Again, the moon's day, la lune.
Thanks very much. Now, Gemma, welcome back.
Thank you.
Remind us what you do, Gemma.
I work in a corner shop in Plymouth, and I also do a lot of charity work, but the corner shop's probably more interesting.
I bet it is. I bet it is. A hive of activity.
Yes.
So you get all the
Penny
gossip.
sweets.
Penny sweets, but you don't like the penny sweets.
I don't mind the penny sweets. When it's children, £3 for a student, I'm not happy about.
OK.
Children, 30p, 20p. A student coming in at 8:30 in the evening, £3 of penny sweets.
That's
Not
a
happy.
lot of penny sweets.
Not happy.
Now then, listen, you have a target here, which is 72 or
I
less.
do.
You're on 13, thanks to Johnny's excellent Donnerstag.
Which means I don't have to try very hard, does it? I was going to say dimanche, but I think I'm going to go for miércoles.
Miércoles.
Yes.
Miércoles. There's your red line. If you get below that red line, you are through to the next round. Let's see if miércoles is right. It is right. Very well done, Gemma. You're into round 2. Might even be our lowest score. You never know. Yes, it is. 8. Look at that. Very best score of the round. Our last score takes your total up to 21. Very well done.
Well played, Gemma. Yeah, Wednesday in Spanish. There's only one language we haven't had a go at, and that's Portuguese, and that's where all of the pointless answers are. Let's take a look at them. Quinta-feira, which is Thursday in Portuguese. Quarta-feira, which is Wednesday. Segunda-feira, that's Monday. And Sexta-feira, which is...
It's going to be Friday.
It's Friday.
Yeah,
Very
there we
well
are.
done.
Sorry, my maths. Yeah.
Other low scorers. Gemma, if you were forced to go through the Spanish days of the week, what else would you have gone for?
Viernes?
Would have scored you 6 points. That is the best answer up there, yeah. Jueves would have scored you 7 points. You'd have got 9 for martes and 11 for lunes. There's 2 that are Spanish and Portuguese. That's Sábado, which would have scored you 12, and Domingo would have scored you 14. Terça-feira in Portuguese would have scored 1 point. It's the only other Portuguese one to score a point. In German, the lowest scorer would have been Sonnabend, which is one of their names for Saturday. You also could have had Samstag for 9, Mittwoch would have scored you 14, Sonntag would have scored you 16, Freitag 25. And the only French ones we haven't had, Vendredi is actually the lowest scorer of all the French ones, would have scored you 30 points. Dimanche would have scored 35, so it would have been a much bigger score if you'd gone for it. And Samedi would have scored you 39 points.
I tell you what I like about that. The Germans have a sort of nickname for Saturday.
We should do that.
Yeah, we should. Maybe we could have that for our Wednesday off. We could have a new name for it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Oh, no, but what, Woden might not like it.
Woden would be furious.
Yeah. Oh, he does have quite a temper.
Yeah, he really does.
I'm not stupid. Woden, I'm kidding. Do you think that's enough to convince? Anyway, thank you very much.
I'm thinking of Sir Terry Wogan is who I'm thinking of.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, he'd be fine. He'd be fine with it.
I'm more scared of Wogan than Woden, if I'm honest.
Really?
Yeah, aren't you?
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Now, at the end of our first round, I'm afraid the pair we're saying goodbye to are Raz and Tom on their high score of 86. You weren't way ahead. Kath and Pauline just behind you, nipping at your heels there. But I'm afraid you are the high scorers, so we say goodbye now. But we will see you again next time. Look forward to that very much indeed. Raz and Tom, thanks so much for playing. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. And so 3 pairs remain. Obviously, at the end of this round, we will have to say goodbye to another pair in time for our head-to-head round. And best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 is song titles. Song titles. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns singles with the word heart in the title. Singles with the word heart in the title, Richard.
On each pass, we're going to show you the names of 6 music acts and a year. You need to tell us the name of the top 10 hit they had in that year with a song that had the word heart in the title, please. There's going to be 12 tracks to guess at home, so very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed. OK, so we are looking for the titles of the songs released by these artists in the years shown that contain the word heart. And here is our first board of 6 artists. And we've got The Bluebells, 1984, Celine Dion, 1998, Gene Pitney, 1967, Ollie Murs featuring Rizzle Kicks, 2011, Sarah Brightman and Hot Gossip, 1978, and Billy Ray Cyrus, 1992. I'll read those all one last time. The Bluebells, 1984, Celine Dion, 1998, Gene Pitney, 1967, Ollie Murs featuring Rizzle Kicks, 2011, Sarah Brightman and Hot Gossip, 1978, and Billy Ray Cyrus, 1992. So there we are. Gemma.
Yes. They all look like they're going to be quite high. But there are 4 big songs on there, I'd say. Big songs. So I think I'm going to go modern and say Ollie Murs featuring Rizzle Kicks, Heart Skips a Beat.
Heart skips a beat, says Gemma. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said heart skips a beat. It's right. 25.
Not a bad choice there, I think, Gemma. Yeah, it was Ollie Murs' second #1 single. Just lost out on the best single at the Brits to One Direction.
Jo.
Yes. Well, there's only a couple on there I think I might have a guess at. And again, of the ones that I might guess, I think they're going to be really high. So I'm going to go with Penny's all-time favourite song, which I think is Billy Ray Cyrus and Achy Breaky Heart.
Achy Breaky
I think that's the one.
Heart. OK, let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see. Is it really your favourite song of all time, Penny?
No, it isn't.
Let's see how many people said Achy Breaky Heart. 34. Not bad. 34 for Achy Breaky Heart.
Well played, Jo. It's his first and only top 10 hit, Achy Breaky Heart. He has a daughter called Miley, but I have no further information on her.
Thanks very much indeed. Now then, Kath, we come to you. You're the last person to have this board, so lucky you. You can take us right through it and fill in all the blanks.
I can fill in one of the blanks. I knew the other 2. I can't dredge up the Gene Pitney one, and I should be able to. So I'm really sorry, Pauline. I'm going to go for My Heart Will Go On, Celine Dion.
OK, My Heart Will Go On. Pauline, what do you think?
I think it's right. I think it's a high score.
It's a high score. OK, well, let's see. Let's see. Maybe people forgot it. My Heart Will Go On. How many people said it? 55. 55, not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad, and it's so much better than taking a risk and getting 100. Yeah, one of the biggest selling singles ever in the UK, My Heart Will Go On, 1.5 million copies, won an Oscar as well. Now, let's take a look at the rest of these. Do you know the Bluebells?
Young at Heart.
Young at Heart, so catchy.
Oh, it's a great song.
Great song. 15 points that would have scored would have been a terrific answer. Now, the Gene Pitney one, another brilliant song. Something's Gotten Hold of My Heart.
That's right, yes.
9 points for that. And Sarah Brightman and Hot Gossip. You'll remember the song. So I lost my heart
to a Starship Trooper. Yes,
yeah.
I do know the song.
And that's the best answer right there. Would have scored you 5 points. So well done if you said that.
Brightman. Wow, there we are. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. We're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at those scores. 25, the best score of that past. Gemma, well done you. You chose wisely. Now, we go up to 34, where we find Joe and Penny, and Kath and Pauline. Once again, our returning pairs are putting you through the mill there. Pauline, you'll get first bite at the new board, so make sure you find a nice low score, and maybe that'll be enough to keep you in the round. Best of luck. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, let's put 6 more artists on the board, and here they come. We've got Black Eyed Peas, 2005, Elton John and Kiki Dee, 1976, Morrissey, 2004, Blondie, 1979, Fergal Sharkey, 1985, and Bonnie Tyler, 1983. I'll read those all one last time. Black Eyed Peas, 2005, Elton John and Kiki Dee, 1976, Morrissey, 2004, Blondie, 1979, Fergal Sharkey, 1985, and Bonnie Tyler, 1983. Now, remember, Pauline, we are looking for the names of the songs released by the artists in the years shown, and obviously the word heart features in each of those names. There you are on 55, our high scorers. Well, how do you find that board, Pauline?
And I should know all of them, and I know one.
Is it a high-scoring one?
Oh, yes. Don't Go Breaking My Heart, Elton John and Kiki Dee.
Don't Go Breaking My Heart. I think that's not a bad answer at all. No red line for you, though, as you're the high scorers, but let's see how many of our 100 people said it. It's right. 44. 44. 99 is your total there, Pauline.
Yeah, another track that sold over 1 million copies. That one spent 6 weeks at #1.
Thanks very much. Now, Penny.
Yes.
How is this board?
Do you know, it's one of those boards where you're sitting at home and you go, I know all of those, and then you get up here and you go, ah. I'm going to go Bonnie Tyler, which is more probably shameful than Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On.
No, that's a great song.
It is a good song. I'm going to say, I hope it's right, Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Sorry, I was assuming that's the one you were going to say.
That one. Yes. They're all good.
There you are. Now, 34 is your score. You want to score 64 or less. There's your red line. Let's see how many people said Total Eclipse of the Heart. Is right. You're through. 28. Surprisingly low score there. 62 is your total.
Yes, you also had a hit in 1977 with It's a Heartache, but not in 1983. It's quite a low score, that, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Again, another very, very big hit.
Thanks very much, Richard. Now, we come to you, Johnny. You're on 25. The high score is on 99. Pauline and Kath still. 73 or less gets you through. How do you feel about this board?
I should really know the Morrissey one, but I just can't bring it to mind. My mind went blank when this board came up. Thankfully, Blondie's still there, which I know. And that's Heart of Glass.
Heart of Glass, says Johnny, Heart of Glass. There is your red line. Let's see if you can get below that with Heart of Glass. It's right. Through you go, Johnny. Well done. 32. 57, your total.
Well played, Johnny. It's the first of Blondie's 6 #1 singles. Gemma, do you know that Morrissey one?
Irish Blood, English Heart.
Irish Blood, English Heart is the right answer. It's a very, very low scorer as well. Would have scored you 3 points. Would have been a terrific answer. Black Eyed Peas, any idea?
No.
That's Don't Funk With My Heart. Which is really, really good advice.
Yeah.
6 points. Now, you might know the Fergal Sharkey one.
A Good Heart these days.
A Good Heart, yeah. It was a #1 single for Fergal Sharkey. 21 points for that.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our second round, I'm sorry to say it's Pauline and Kath. I'm sorry, they were 2 fairly tough boards, I'm afraid. But the good news is we get to see you again next time. We'll look forward to that very much indeed. Thanks so much for playing,
Okay.
Pauline and Kath.
Thank you.
luck for the remaining two pairs. It's now time for our head-to-head. Congratulations, Johnny and Gemma, Penny and Joe. You're now one step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £5,250. Now, we have to decide who's going to go through to the final and play for that money, and to do that, you are now going to go head-to-head, but the big difference is you're now allowed to confer before you give your answers, and the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot. Best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. OK, here comes your first question, and it concerns TV detectives. TV detectives, Richard.
We're going to show you 5 pictures now of TV detectives. We need you to tell us the name of the TV show they appear in, please.
Thanks very much indeed. OK, let's reveal our 5 TV detectives, and here they come. We've got A, B, C, D, and E. There we are. 5 TV detectives. All we need is the name of the shows in which they appear. Johnny and Gemma, you've played best throughout the show so far, so you will go first.
OK, what do you think? I know E, B, and I think I know A.
OK, what would you
I can't think of
C,
them.
C MacGyver. E is Monk.
Yeah. We're going to go with E being Monk.
E, Monk. OK, now then, Penny and Joe, do you think you can talk us through the rest of the board?
A is The Wire, and B is Morse, I'm guessing, and C is Diagnosis Murder. And we love Diagnosis
Murder. Couldn't have gone through university without it.
Honestly, that's what we did at university. 3 years of Diagnosis Murder.
Should we go for C? Should we go for C?
Kick
We gotta
ourselves
go
if
for
we
C.
did.
OK, C, Diagnosis Murder.
Yeah.
So we have Monk and we have Diagnosis Murder. Johnny and Gemma said Monk. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said Monk. It is Monk, of course. 20 for Monk. Now, Penny and Joe have said that C is Diagnosis Murder. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. It's right. If this goes below 20, you will have broken serve. You have. Look at that, 8. Very well done indeed.
Don't clap ourselves.
Well done, Penny and Joe. After one question, you're up 1-0.
Yeah, very well done. That's Detective Steve Sloan there, who plays Dick Van Dyke's son in that series, and is actually Dick Van Dyke's son in real life as well.
Is he?
He's Barry Van Dyke. Now, A, you're right, is The Wire. Would have scored a few more points. Would have scored you 11. That's Clark Peters there on the left. B, Inspector Morse. Big scorer, though. Would have scored you 72. And D, that's David Tennant and Olivia Colman in The Wonderful Broadchurch. And that would have scored you 29.
Thanks very much indeed. OK, so here comes your second question. Johnny and Gemma, you have to win this one to stay in the game, so good luck. It concerns Ian Fleming novels. Ian Fleming novels, Richard.
We're going to show you 5 titles of Ian Fleming novels now, but we're just going to show you the number of letters in each word of that title. Can you work out what the 5 titles are?
OK, let's reveal our codes for Ian Fleming novels, and here they come. We've got 11, 334363, 22, 3445, and 4644. I'll read those all again. 11, 334363, 22, 3445, and 4644. Penny and Joe, you will go first.
All right, it's quite a good job, actually, because I think we only know one, and it's probably the one
Quite embarrassingly.
everybody else knew it as well, I expect. We're going to have to go for 2-2 and hope that it's Dr. No.
OK, Dr. No. Say Penny and Joe. Now then, Johnny and Gemma. Do you want to talk us through the board?
I can't think of the top one. I think the second one is The Man with the Golden Gun. I think the fourth one is You Only Live Twice. I can't think of the bottom one, but I think that both of those would hopefully beat Dr. No. What do you think? Should we go with You Only Live Twice?
Yeah, I think that's better, just because of the amount of words, and it's a long title, so yeah.
OK.
OK, You Only Live Twice, say Johnny and Gemma. Now, Penny and Joe said Dr. No. Let's see if that's right for 2-2. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. It's right. 59. 59. Now then, Johnny and Gemma fighting back with You Only Live Twice. Let's see if that is right for 3, 4, 4, 5. Very well done. Yep, you've broken back. Very well done. 18. Back in the game, Johnny and Gemma. Very exciting. After 2 questions, it's 1-1.
Well played there. Good head-to-head here. You were right about the man with the golden gun. That was Fleming's last Bond novel. Would have scored you a few more points. Would have scored you 31. So it's just these other 2 now. Now, 11. Any ideas on that one? It's a Bond film. It's a Bond novel. It's Thunderball. That would have scored you 24 points. And the bottom one? It's another one. It's another Bond film. It's another Bond novel.
From Russia with Love.
From Russia with Love, yeah. Would have scored 23. They're so awful until it finally one just fits in there, doesn't it? 23 points. Well done to our 100 on that board.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So it all comes down to a third question. This is the decider. Whoever wins this goes through to the final and plays for that jackpot. So best of luck to both pairs. It concerns Sir Terry... Sir Terry Woden. What about that?
We are going to show you 5 clues now to facts about the wonderful, charismatic, charming, handsome genius that is Sir Terry Wogan. Whichever team gives us the most obscure answers going through to play for the jackpot. So very, very best of luck to both teams.
Thanks very much indeed. OK, let's reveal our 5 clues to facts about Terry Wogan, and here they are. The decade in which he first became host of the Radio 2 breakfast show, his city of birth, the first name of his wife, to whom he often refers as the present Mrs. Wogan, the celebrity game show he hosted, which had a checkbook and pen as a consolation prize, and the title of the song with which he had a UK top 40 single in 1978. I'll read those all one last time. The decade in which he first became host of the Radio 2 breakfast show, his city of birth, the first name of his wife, to whom he often refers as the present Mrs. Wogan, the celebrity game show he hosted, which had a checkbook and pen as a consolation prize, and the title of the song with which he had a UK top 40 single in 1978. So there we are, 5 clues to facts about Terry Wogan, Sir Terry Wogan. And again, Johnny and Gemma, you will go first this time.
I don't know her name, I can't remember. I'll kick myself when it comes up because I do know it. We could guess the city and the decade, but I think we should just go with something that's going to get us points, do you think? I think we're going to say the celebrity game show he hosted, which had a checkbook and pen, as blankety blank.
Blankety blank, say Johnny and Gemma. Blankety blank. Now then, Penny and Joe, the board is all yours.
It's the last one that I think we know.
Is it the floral dance?
Is it the floral dance?
Floral dance? Floral dance.
You're going to say the floral dance.
Dance.
OK, so we have blankety blank versus the floral dance. Johnny and Gemma said blankety blank. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said that. It's right. 65 for blankety blank. That is what you have to beat, Penny and Joe, to go through to the final. Let's see if the floral dance is right. Let's see if it can do it for you. It is right. Well done, you're through. 33. 33, well done, Penny and Joe. That means after 3 questions, you're through to the final 2-1.
Great stuff, Penny and Joe. Very well played. I used to love that song when I was a kid, the floral dance. Absolutely loved it. Now, if you'd had to guess on a decade, if you wanted to go for a risk, what would you have gone for?
Probably
70s.
70s. Yeah,
70s.
70s.
You'd be playing for the jackpot if you'd said it. So it's the right answer and would only have scored you 23 points. His city of birth is Limerick. That would have scored you 6 points. And the first name of his wife is the best answer on the board.
Helen.
Helen Wogan, yeah. Would have scored you 4 points. Well done if you got all of those at home, unless you're Sir Terry, in which case, come on, you should do really. Imagine if he's going, imagine Sir Terry at home going, oh, I know number 3.
Yeah. Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head, a heroic performance right across the show today. Nothing wrong with any of your answers in this head-to-head round.
Well, we lost
whether
two
they would know anything,
brilliant
but, yeah,
pair. We've had so much fun with them.
Well, you can continue this after the show. Johnny and Gemma, it's been lovely having you on the show. Thank you so much for playing so well. Johnny and Gemma, everyone. Back for Penny Penny and Joe, it's now time for our Pointless Final. Congratulations, Penny and Joe. You've fought off all the competition and you've won our coveted Pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our Pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £5,250. You've done everything you needed to do this show. Fantastic. So it was head-to-head last time, and then back you come, straight through to the final. That was quite a tough head-to-head, though, wasn't it?
It was. They're ever so clever.
OK, well, as always, you get to choose your category from 4 options, and here are your 4 options. They read like this. Artists in the Tate's collection, the Manchester scene, Irish and Northern Irish sport, post-war British writers.
No diagnosis, murder?
No diagnosis.
Seems not.
No. I can't do sport.
No.
Do you want to go for a writer? Because at post
We might have more
British
chance.
writers.
We might have more chance of writers.
Do you reckon? Or Manchester scene? So you choose between Manchester and the writers.
I say we both probably have more chance at the writers than we would, but I don't know.
Bob Ope and No Ope.
Bob
We're
Ope.
going
We'll go for the
British
post.
writers.
OK, post-war British writers it is. Richard.
Very good luck. We're looking for any novel released before the end of September 2013 by any of the following 3 writers, please. We're looking for any J.G. Ballard novel. We're looking for any Kingsley Amis novel. Or we're looking for any novel by Anthony Burgess. So any novel by any of those 3, no short stories, collection of novels, anything like that, just standalone novels by one of those 3 writers. Very, very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed. OK, now, as always, you've got up to a minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that jackpot of £5,250 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Now, remember, the answers you provide can come from any of these categories, and how you spread them across the categories is entirely up to you. Are you ready?
Yes.
OK, let's put 60 seconds up on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
I don't know anything.
The only thing I can think of, Kingsley Amis, and I don't know, the book was different. You know the screenplay, Only
Come on,
Two
Ronnie,
Can Play?
just speak.
Only Two Can Play. You know
Only
the film?
Two Can Play.
He wrote the novel, and I can't remember
What
it
it's
was
called.
called.
Brilliant. Anthony Burgess, what did he write?
Oh, he wrote a lovely story about...
Was there a man?
There was a man and there was picnics.
Come on, 30 seconds.
I
J.G. Ballard.
honestly, hand on heart, pen, don't know, I'm sorry.
Oh,
There couldn't have
hilarious.
been anybody worse. I can throw in Only Two Can Play for the screenplay.
But we're
And I
not
can't
allowed
remember.
them.
No, but I can't remember what the novel was called for Kingsley Amis, and that's.
You are no longer my sister.
I'm a
You are
disgrace.
nothing
Syllable
to
will
me.
rip me of my charters.
Right, Kingsley Amis, we've got to have 3 answers, so come on, 15 seconds.
Let's say
Only Two Can Play.
10 seconds left.
Only Two Can Play. It's not called that, but yes.
Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
And
And
didn't we have a lovely time?
Didn't We Have a Lovely Time?
OK, now, there is your minute up. I now need your 3 answers.
We're going to say that J.G. Ballard wrote Didn't We Have a Lovely Time?
Didn't we have a lovely time?
Yes.
J.G. Ballard.
Yes. We're going to say that Kingsley Amis wrote the screenplay for Only Two Can Play. No, he didn't. He wrote the novel that is based on.
Based on.
So we're going to call it Only Two Can Play.
Only Two Can Play for Kingsley
And then we're going
Amis.
to come up with another name for Only Two Can Play, which is
Mrs. Griffith Williams and Friends.
Mrs. Griffith Williams and Friends. And this is by...
Kingsley Amis.
Also
Kingsley
by
Amis.
Kingsley Amis.
Yeah, yeah,
OK.
yeah.
Of the 3, which is your best shot at a pointless
Oh,
answer?
gosh. Only Two Can
Let's put
Play.
Only
Play.
Two Can Play. At least that's based on something.
It is based on.
I'm so sorry.
Of the least likely to be pointless?
Didn't We Have
Didn't we have a lovely
Lovely
time by J.G. Ballard? OK, we'll pop that up
I'm
first.
so sorry.
You're quite embarrassing.
OK, let's put those up on the board in that order. And here they are. We've got Didn't We Have a Lovely Time, Mrs. Griffith Williams and Friends, and Only Two Can Play. Well, listen, I'm going to say it right now. Best of luck.
Thanks. Might need it.
Remember, only one of these answers has to be correct and pointless for you to win that jackpot. But let's just say one of these days, if we recorded an infinite number of pointlesses, eventually we would have to come up with a novel that somebody had genuinely written. So what would you do with that £5,250? Penny?
Yeah, I could do what I like with it. I've got small children, so I would honestly put myself in a hotel for 2 nights and sleep. Just sleep.
Joe?
Well, I don't know if I've mentioned, I'm doing a marathon. So my husband and I both have charity places for an MS charity, very close to my heart. So I would allow myself a celebratory Chateau Lafite and put the rest on the charity page.
Excellent. There we are. Your first answer was, didn't we have a lovely time?
Yes.
Your least confident shot at the pointless jackpot. Obviously, it has to be correct. Then it has to be pointless for you to win the jackpot. So for £5,250, let's see how many people said J.G. Ballard wrote, didn't we have a lovely time? No. Great surprises there. Not a correct answer. Not a point. I know. Not a pointless answer though. So only 2 more shots at today's jackpot, and we are working towards a possibly good answer. Your second answer was Mrs. Griffith Williams and Friends by Kingsley Amis. Let's see. Well, let's see if it's right, shall we? If it happens to be right, it might win you £5,250, but obviously it has to be correct first. Mrs. Griffith Williams and Friends, I'm afraid another incorrect answer, which means everything is now riding on your third and final answer. However, this is an answer based on something that you vaguely remember.
But it's not called that.
Are you sure?
I'm almost certain it's...
You know nothing.
Almost. Let's cling to almost for now, shall we?
I'm certainly sure.
Only Two Can Play by Kingsley Amis.
Yes.
Let's just find out. If it's right and if it's pointless, it'll win you that jackpot. Let's find out for £5,250 if Only Two Can Play is a Kingsley Amis novel. No, I'm afraid it's not. I'm sorry. Well, I'm afraid you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer, which means you don't win today's jackpot of £5,250. That will roll over onto the next show, but we've really enjoyed having you on both shows. You've been absolutely fabulous contestants, and you do, of course, get to take home a pointless trophy each, so well done, at least for that.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You've really proved yourself. You've been through the head-to-head 2 shows in a row, got through to the final here, so just a tough category. It happens sometimes. Only Two Can Play was based on the novel That Uncertain Feeling, which would have scored you 1 point. Oh. And it's not Mrs. Griffith Williams and Friends, it's Mrs. Griffiths Williams and Friends. Oh. And that was a pointless answer. That's of course it wasn't really. Didn't we have a lovely time? It reminds us we must reinstitute our viewers' trip to Bang Up Here that we like to do every year.
Yes.
We had a picture of Bang Up Here once. We loved it so much we decided we'd go there each year. So we must get back on that.
We should do that.
Let's take a look at some of the pointless answers. I know some people at home will have liked this category. J.G. Ballard, you could have had Hello America. You could have had Millennium People or Supercan, or you could have had The Unlimited Dream Company. Well done if you said any of those. Some good books up there. Kingsley Amis could have had Ending Up. You could have had Girl 20, One Fat Englishman. Stanley and the Woman was a pointless answer. Some people at home would have got that. And Anthony Burgess. You could have had Beds in the East, Inside Mr. Enderby, The Piano Players, or The Worm and the Ring. Very well done to anyone who did well on that jackpot round. Tough one.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Well, unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to you, Penny and Joe. We've loved having you on the show. You've been absolutely brilliant, as I say. Thank you so much for playing. Penny and Joe.
Thank you.
Well, sadly, Penny and Joe didn't win our jackpot today, which means it rolls over onto the next show when we will be playing for £6,250. Join us next time to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.